What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Hard Conversation.
And I might sneeze.
We back, man. Another Wednesday. Seems like these weeks go by hella fast. These days go by fast, man. Before you know it, it's video time again. So it is Wednesday, guys. Hope you guys are having a great week. We're having a good week. Playoffs are upon us, as you guys know. First things first, as we always do, like, comment, subscribe, share the videos.
First things first.
No, well, now I'm gonna have to cut the video. I'm gonna have to edit the video. This is ridiculous. So anyway, I feel like Skip Bayless sometimes with this guy. No, I said I'm Stephen A. He's Skip. All right, he's Skip. I'm Stephen A. This is blasphemous. All right.
those guys broke up.
Exactly, nigga. That's what's gonna happen if you keep interrupting me.
I'm just saying, we better than first take. We better than first take. First things first.
All of that shit, undisputed. All of that shit, man. So this is what we do. But like I said, Instagram, Twitter, right below, guys. Hit us up there. Follow us. We added another sprinkle along the week, guys. So we're gonna be doing live shows on Fridays on Instagram. So Ice News will be running the Instagram. Hit us up there, guys. Just stay arguing every day on Instagram. So you want to argue, hit us up. Ice News Hard Conversation on Instagram. We got plenty of work to hand out. Plenty of work for everybody, all right? If you want it, come get some. So anyway, guys, we're going to dive right in to the topic. Now, the first topic today, guys, this topic is not related directly to the NBA, but it is going to have an effect on sports, I think, in general. North American sports, not worldwide, but just North American sports. Baseball, football, can't say hockey. Not enough black people in hockey. But NFL, not enough soccer either. Probably, no, baseball, there is enough. There's quite a few people in baseball.
I mean, a few.
Anyway, like I was saying, this affects everybody. So if you guys didn't see today, the NFL is approved essentially a rule. This was kind of going around. We didn't know whether or not they're going to do it. But they've essentially approved a rule now that if you kneel on the field, your team gets penalized. There's a fine. You get fined eventually, and your team also gets fined too. So there's going to be no more kneeling on the sideline. You have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. You can't kneel anymore. Essentially, I feel like they're taking away people's rights and amendments. They make billions of dollars off these players, and you can't exercise your right. And it's a peaceful protest. It's not like they're out throwing Gatorade in the stands and, you know, headbutting people and going crazy, body slamming refs and beating up white people or anything like that. You know, no offense, we probably got some white subscribers. Shout out to all you guys. Yeah, keep watching and share with your friends. Yeah, but anyway, so essentially it's a peaceful protest. Kneeling, there's nothing harmful about kneeling. Now, I get it. The NFL, if you don't know anything about the NFL, it's the one league out of all of them. MLB, NBA, all of them, soccer, hockey, all of them. It's the one league that the league is the star, not the players. So unless you're a Tom Brady or even an Aaron Rodgers, even then you're not still above the league. Now, LeBron James can leave the NBA and be completely fine. He can stay in the NBA and be completely fine. You see what happened when he leaves Cleveland? That city turns into a fucking ghost town. Now, Tom Brady can leave Patriots. Yeah, it's going to be a parade and we miss Tom. The NFL is going to keep chugging along. Shit ain't going to change. That's the only league where the league is more important than the actual individual. So I just hate the fact that they're taking away people's right to protest. It's a First Amendment. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm kneeling because I don't believe in what that stands for. I don't have an issue with that. At the same time, they're being super hypocritical because all you're doing now is just justifying everything that Colin Kaepernick stands for and everything that he's been talking about. You're just because you don't want to address the issues that these men are bringing up because they're bringing it to you guys. You don't want to address them, so we're going to say, you know what? We're going to make it not addressable. We're going to make sure nobody's able to do these types of things to make us look bad anymore as a league, which I think is ridiculous. It's crazy that they're able to do something like this, and I don't understand it. It's a huge problem, and I think this is something that the other leagues can look at, and I don't know how this is going to affect the NBA and, you know, what they do. Now, there is a policy like this in the NBA if you don't know. It doesn't get talked about. It doesn't get brought up, but the NBA has the same policy where if you don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or something like that, you will get fined. You can Google it. You can look it up. They have the same exact policy. So I don't really know how this is going to change things, but how you feel about it, man? I feel like I've been talking forever, but
me personally, man, I just feel like I'm kind of ready for the response. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most of these sports that make all the money are predominantly, you know, my skin tone. You know what I'm saying? And these are basically attacked towards that skin tone. You know what I'm saying? But I do, you know, admire and acknowledge the ones who are not of our color, who actually lock arms with us and protest with us.
Obviously,
you know what I'm saying? So, but it's mostly attacking that because the reason behind it was lost. Because I think a lot of people start doing it out of context.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to see the response. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we get a NFL strike. Maybe we get a guy saying, hey, man, we don't want to play here. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think people realize the power that they have. When you are, like, just like he said, the NFL is above them, but the truth is, if all of them say we don't want to play here and we want to start another league, what do you think the fans going to watch?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I ain't watching no NFL.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you say that, a lot of people on Twitter today, guys, were all on Twitter saying, I'm not even going to bother watching. Like, this rubbed them so much the wrong way. Now, every ton of different kind of people from all colors, religions, and backgrounds, were all on the same page. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, how could you do that?
Everybody's not, you know what I'm saying, biased towards their own skin tone. Like, we do, some have a lot of Martin Luther King in there. I believe that we're all one race, which is human. Like, we don't have anything different about our bodies except, the males are different from the females. But other than that, the only thing that changes is the skin tone, and that normally is depending on, what demographic you coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was born in Africa, you would be white. You know what I'm saying? If you're born of a black family, you know what I'm saying? You didn't choose how you were born or who created you, you know what I'm saying, parent-wise. So you're human, so we all should get along as humans. And, you know what I'm saying? A lot, it's bigger than, you know what I'm saying, the NFL, of course. And I feel like, of course, they should definitely address it on a bigger scale and more kind of contribute to actually getting it removed. Like, that's why we see all the black people in the Waffle House and different things, like where the guy was sitting in front of his house trying to get out and go in his house, and the police trying to drag him out, and he said, no, I'm trying to get you out because of a busted tail light. Like, when is that ground that will pull somebody out their car? You know what I'm saying? So those type of things are still going on, and we're focusing on the wrong, you know what I'm saying, wrong things.
Yeah. I just think that they're trying to, essentially they're just protecting themselves at the end of the day. We're trying to protect the league. The league made more money last year than the previous year. So obviously the Colin Kaepernick shit didn't hurt your bottom line. It didn't hurt your pockets. Yeah. The league generated $14 billion last year, the NFL. That's a whole billion more than the previous year. So apparently that didn't hurt your money, but it looks bad as far as the type of press that it generates towards the league. So they don't want that. We don't want the shield we don't want no stains on our shiny NFL shield. Yeah. So if I'm a billionaire owner, I don't want that kind of attention for me or the team that I own. So I'm going to put in place something ridiculous like this. And I just think that on top of the fact they didn't go to the Players Association at all and really talk to them, this was something that the owners in the league got together and said, we're going to do this. We're not even going to talk about the players. So that's kind of a stamp on it. That way you know that the intentions weren't pure. It was strictly business. We don't want this attention.
Yeah, because, you have some random fans that be like, I don't want to watch it because they're kneeling. And, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to protect the very few. You know what I'm saying? And really, it's like, it's no biggie to you because you don't care about it anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Not like you show any real interest in the subject any goddamn way. Oh, on top of the fact that, the funny fact, in 2009, that's when they started that, well, not a rule, but they started that, making everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ironically, that's the same year that the military started sponsoring the NBA, the NFL. So ironically, this whole thing started, not all started, but ironically, that's a thing now because now the military they sponsor the NFL. So all the money they get from the military. So you got all these veterans that made a big deal about people kneeling. Yeah. Oh, that's disrespectful, and that they're funded by the military, the NFL. That's one of their sponsors. So if you got all these people in the military saying, "Hey, this doesn't look good. We represent you. Represent us." Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's That's that.
Crazy.
We giving y'all something to think about. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing we want to talk about, our projections.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tonight. We talk about tonight, man.
Yeah, we can talk about tonight.
Everything's shifting back to Boston. They're undefeated there. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland took care of what they were supposed to do at home. Boston took care of it at home. The series ain't started yet because the rules. It ain't started till somebody
went on the road.
So somebody lose at home, that's when the series starts. So tonight, Boston got a chance to go up 3-2 and then put a lot of pressure on King James, man.
What we gonna do? What is he gonna do? What is King gonna do? I want to see how
these guys respond because they did find something successful in the second half, which is putting Marcus Smart on LeBron, forced him to a couple turnovers and stuff like that. So I like to see, Brad Stevens is a good basketball mind, and it's all about. The guys may be leaning on the crutch a little too much with the home court, but in this series it don't matter because they never got to win on the road.
Yeah, you don't ever have to.
They never got to win on the road.
So
So
if you want to win a championship, I mean, winning on the road is important. You need to be able to win away from your home. So
I would love to see them win the championship.
Yeah, I would.
Honestly, because I'm so sick of the super team shit. I'm sick of that. Like
This
back in the day when I used to watch basketball, like you used to be able to watch every team. Every team had somebody that was a killer, and it was just them versus the other guy and role players. And you like, man, I could watch any game that come on the NBA now. Now everybody's playing on one team. So if you don't catch them, you're like, man, who
and
watching
that's something that
Brooklyn
honestly,
is my team, but who's watching the
nigga,
Nets
ain't
play?
nobody watching no Nets. Anyway, the owner ain't even there half the time for the game. That nigga,
It's
I got
hard
something
to
else
watch
to do.
them. They're my squad, but it's hard to watch them because you know what I'm saying. The star power is out west, and then you got 95% of the star power on one team, and then previous when LeBron had them, they were on the Cavs or the Miami Heat. So
I have a different take on that, but I'm gonna just give my predictions on this Celtics Cavs thing first.
that's
Celtics back at home. Home cooking is always good. They got the crowd behind them. They'll be energized. I definitely look for them to come out with more energy, push the pace. They've been able to do a few things that are successful, even though the games they've lost. I mean, one game it was a blowout. The other one was but they still were able to do some successful things. And what you do is you want to take the things you're able to do and bring them over. You know what I'm saying, to the next
question,
game.
Like shit, LeBron, because that he got the help in Game 3, in Game 4 it was there.
Yeah, it was only him.
It was
there,
there,
like
it was there, and then it wasn't.
It was
so a lot of
spread
people
out.
were having the question like, should he try to finish it off by himself? And especially in Boston, I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. Like you're gonna need them to do something, at least the whole serve. You know what I'm saying? Which is what he did. I feel like he was more strategic in Game 4, which is early. We let those guys go early, and then late he saved his energy and finished it off.
The thing about having a caliber player like LeBron James is that there's always a chance, and there's a good chance that he can just take over the entire game and bury the other team itself. So when you have an all-time great player like LeBron, and like some of these other teams got like a James Harden, like a Steph Curry, KD, whoever the case may be, they're able to do things like that. So when you don't have that luxury, the Cavs, as bad as they've been playing, don't get me wrong, they've been atrocious on the road. So have the Celtics. You still have a guy you can lean on. You still have a guy like LeBron you can lean on who's been there, done that. And if at the end of the day, if ain't nothing working, you can throw that man the ball. And he'll get you a shot.
We just don't know who's going to
We don't know who's going to,
We know Jaylen Brown's going to be pretty consistent.
Jason Tatum.
We don't know how.
Exactly.
People are going to be. And
is it going to be enough?
Because last game, they had about, 5 guys in double figures.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't enough. Yeah.
So, because the double figures weren't high enough. You know what I'm saying? So, we were interested to see what's going to happen.
You got to hope. There's 2 things that you need to happen. One, either LeBron needs to be super attack mode, and then it doesn't get anybody else involved, and everybody else doesn't shoot that well like they did games 1 and 2.
Best case scenario for the Celtics.
Or you have him have one of them weird LeBron games where he's just not engaged, and he's just like, I'm kind of not into it.
When he plays Sunday, when he plays Saturday, Monday, and then it'll be Wednesday. So you better hope he's tired.
And the thing about LeBron is that sometimes, and this is the one thing I don't like about LeBron, is that he'll open the door for other teams. He'll either take a day off or he'll just not. He'll not.
That's what happened in Game 6 against Indiana.
Yeah, he'll not just be involved or engaged. He just looks like he's going through the motions. Nobody knows what's wrong with him. But you can hope for something like that to happen. And that'll be another way you can maybe pull out a game here and pull it in.
And the best case scenario for Cleveland is that those guys look shocked, the moment too big, and they're just not playing well, not executing, and they get that game and then go home. They go back home.
They're gonna play hard because I don't think Brad Stevens is gonna allow them not to play hard. They're gonna go out there and give it their all at the end of the day. But execution and being there, and obviously having some experience does come in handy. They're a young team. The Celtics are a very young team. And there's very few people on the roster right now who've been in the playoffs long runs. Like Al Horford may be one of them, and he's barely been to the second round, maybe. I can't think of anybody else outside of Al. Well, shit. I mean, you got Marcus Smart. They were in the finals last year, or the Eastern Conference Finals. Some of the people that were there last year. You just don't have that star.
Man. That's pretty much our take on tonight's game, man. We'll be tuning in, and we'll let you guys know about it live on Friday, how we feel about it, and you know what I'm saying?
So catch us.
Chicken grease.
Yeah, I don't eat chicken. But anyway, see.
I don't either.
Yeah, that's true. He don't eat chicken. But anyway, it's your boy, Hard Conversation.
I might sneeze.
Follow us, social media, subscribe, like, share, guys. It helps us out. Leave the thumbs up too. Drop the likes on the videos, guys. It helps us be seen too. So, got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. You guys can look forward to that. But we'll holler at you guys Friday. Catch us live on Instagram.
We out, bro.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account.